In this video, we are going to review polynomials and quadratics. So this first question says, what is a simplified? Okay, we know that word simplify means to combine. So we're going to be looking for like terms. Alright, but we need to get rid of these parentheses first. This one, I don't need the parentheses around. But this one, I need to distribute a -1. So -1 times -2 is a +2. Squared. -1 times -1 gives me a +1, x. -1 times 6 gives me -6. Now I look for things that are like terms. So here I have an x squared, and here I have an x squared. So I'm going to put those together. So -7 plus 2 gives me -5. Okay, here I have an x, and here I have an x. I'm going to put those together. 4x plus 1x gives me 5x. And then we have this -1 and this -6. -1 minus 6 gives me -7. So that's our answer here. Alright, so we know this word equivalent also means to combine. So we are going to have to distribute this first and then worry about combining. So we're going to set up the box here to multiply. -4 times 3 gives me -12. An a here and an a here gives me a to the 2. -4 times -5 gives me a +20. A times b is just ab. Let's bring it down. And we can't combine these because they have different variables, so this is our final answer. All right, again, equivalent, so we're going to simplify. And we're going to divide the fraction because that will make more sense to us. Okay, so this means we're dividing this by this, just as the problem said. And then remember, first two terms, the last two terms, and then divide inside. Remember, this goes away. This is like our antenna. All right, so 18 divided by 3 is 6. 2 n's, get rid of 1 n, leaves me 1 n left over. 1 divided by -1 gives me -1. So here's our answer here. Next question says solution. We know that means x-intercept, so we can use decimals. So I went ahead and put this into decimals, and this is the picture that I got. So remember, we're looking for x-intercepts, so I found it here at -2 and here at 14. Now, if it said factor, we would have to change the signs, but it doesn't, so we keep it as -2 and 14. Alright, so here we're given a picture and asked for the solution set. So this we know means x-intercepts. So it crosses here at -3 and here at 1. If this said factor, we'd have to change the signs, but it doesn't, so we leave it as x-intercept. Alright, so the last question says we have to select all expressions. Select each factor each expression that is a factor. So that means we're going to have more than one answer here. So remember, when we factor, our first step is to find the greatest common factor, the GCF. Our smallest number here is the 2, so I can divide that out. 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. -2 divided by 2 gives me -1. And -2 divided by 2 gives me -1. Then remember, we can put this whole expression in decimals. That's our second step here. Alright, so then there's the picture it gave me. So that was our second step, is decimals. Our third step is to find the x-intercepts. So our x-intercepts here are -0.5 and 1. So our fourth step is to change the signs. So this is going to become a +0.5, and this is going to become a -1. So then our last step is to double bubble, put the x in front, put our new signs, so 0.5 and -1. Now remember, we don't like decimals, so I need to change this to a fraction, and it changes to 1/2. And then we slide the denominator in front. So this becomes 2x plus 1 and x minus 1, and then we can't forget that we had this 2 in front. So our factors are 2, 2x plus 1, and x minus 1.